10 o'clock. Ron and Syleste and Fox 10 Talks is ready to roll. These pictures, Syleste, sometimes we talk about hail the size of golf balls.
Yes.
And you're saying, really? Was it really like that? It looks like in this one part of the country that somebody just went right through a neighborhood with a baseball bat.
It really does. I wonder if the people in this neighborhood came out and said, "What the hail?"
Yes. Actually, if it had been maybe 500 miles south of there, that's exactly what they would have said.
Down in the south?
Yeah, for sure. Hey, also, this is a quick preview of what else we got coming up today. They keep saying it's a buyer's market. Oh, yeah? Well, then why is it so hard to buy a house? Oh, we are going to put a housing expert. This guy thinks he's coming in for a real soft, fluffy interview.
Yeah.
We are going to put him on the hot seat.
That's because we're hard-hitting journalists.
That's right. We want answers. And are we all talking less? Apparently, a lot of us. Not 100%. I mean, I can think of a couple of people. No.
Are they in the room?
What was that, Krystal?
Yeah. I said, are they in the room? Is it one of us? Is it the ladies in the room?
There's two of us, and his name's Ron Hoon and Syleste Rodriguez. Krystal, good morning.
Hi, Krystal.
Good to see you.
Hey, just real quick, let me invite everybody to vote in the poll question, because here we go. $25 billion. That's what they just announced they're spending so far on the Iran war. Is it worth it? 65% of you are saying, yeah, keep them from a nuclear bomb, no matter the cost. 34%, no. The war wasn't necessary. That money could have been spent at home. And 1% are saying, for now, yes, but not if it drags on for years.
All right, let's take a look at the poll question. 916 votes. I just refreshed it at this hour. So Iran war, cost estimate $25 billion. Is it worth it? 37%. These numbers are relatively the same based on what I just refreshed. 38% say yes, keep them from a nuclear bomb, no matter the costs. 56% say no, the war isn't necessary. And 6% say for now, yes, but not if it drags on for years. 85 comments already, so share your thoughts on this, and we'll chat with Big D a little bit later this morning.
We will. He is standing by. But let's get right on now to the story of the morning, that this video and this poor neighborhood here, this guy grabs his camera. I mean, you could not have afforded to have been outdoors. Look at the way this neighborhood just gets pelted. This is in Springfield, Missouri.
It looks like glass is just shattered.
It does.
All over the grass.
And they actually said at the worst of it, because now the guy feels safe enough to, get some pictures from his front porch there.
Yeah.
But that at the worst of it, some of them were almost the size of baseballs. Golf balls bad enough. But
one of the comments that we're getting from him is that the hail is exploding. That's what those are the words of some of the folks who live in this neighborhood in Springfield, Missouri. It's pretty wild. I mean, there were windshields pulverized, windows blown out, leaving a trail of shattered glass. And it didn't stop at property damage. Apparently, it pounded the pavement, like you think sidewalks, right? Pounded the pavement and roadways and knocked out power to thousands of customers. And imagine the cleanup process, too, for some of these families that have damage to their property.
Oh, my gosh.
Jeez.
Well, there are a lot of people that don't park their car, don't even have a garage, and don't park their car in their garage, and you'd hate to walk out to seeing something like that. Krystal, we have had grapple. We've even had hail.
Yeah, we have.
But what creates a situation where it could be this violent and that bad?
Yeah, I mean, so they're in like the main line of severe weather alley, basically, right? We think of tornado alley, but really it's severe weather alley. So they're getting a more energized atmosphere. They're getting a harsher combo of moist air and dry air. They're just getting all of the worst combos together, cool and warm air slamming into each other. And Mother Nature, we've said this before, likes balance. So if you have a really hot and a dry air, cold air mass hit together, you're going to get energy. If you have a dry and a moist air mass slammed together, you're going to get energy. And they're in that zone where all of that kind of clashes together. So you're getting all these titans at once fighting, and it ends up being, at times, you can get these baseball-sized hail, which is wild. We have had some very large hail in Arizona, but that is not something that we see very often at all, like what they got. I actually read that at the zoo there, one of the emus died from the hail, and that another bird was injured because of the hail, because it was so nasty, and they were trying to get the animals into safety and just, in the chaos
and
of it
some
all.
of the animals are probably thinking, I'm not used to this, especially if they
got transferred?
Yeah.
Transfer me away.
A lot of them are rescue animals, right, that come in from other parts of the world or other parts of the country, and they're thinking, what is going on here?
Yeah, so wild.
Take me back to Zanzibar.
Thank you.
Or wherever.
Madagascar.
Yeah, so I don't even know, Krystal, if there was like a setup or a warning or that kind of thing.
So there was a really large trough that developed. So this is a current look on Fox Vision, but this is the loop from when this happened, which was on Tuesday. You could see that line of severe storms that fire off. It actually clipped through North Dallas as well, and then all those storms that moved through St. Louis down to Memphis, and eventually down into the south as well. But I'll let it loop once more so you can see all the reds and oranges that fire off is the area where the really nasty severe storms developed. Like I said, there was a really large trough of mild air that was sitting over like the Great Lakes, but as it was moving along it, you saw all these storms that fired up. And there is additional storms that are possible for the south these next few days into the weekend because of an area of low pressure that's actually going to impact us as well. Not a lot of impact from this guy. I wish it was going to be tracking a little farther north. It would have been better for us in terms of rain. But as it moves along, you can see it just runs against the southern edge of Arizona. So tonight, we do have a chance of some scattered showers or even some spot thunderstorms for far southeast Arizona. So we're talking like Pima County, Santa Cruz, Cochise County, even Graham Greenlee could see a little bit. Pinell and Gila, and then up into the White Mountains, that area is in the chance zone. I would say it's more a low chance, but the possibility that a few showers or storms could fire off. And then it pretty quickly moves off to the east, and you can see all that moisture that's running up in front of the low brings more storms to Texas and New Mexico, and even some snow for parts of New Mexico and into Colorado.
I was going to say, snow now as we're heading into May.
Yeah,
Colorado.
which in Colorado, snow in May is pretty typical. Like that happens for them.
Sure.
And then on the backside of this, we've got the dry air that starts to filter into Arizona starting tomorrow. So we will generally dry out. High country has an isolated chance of a shower tomorrow afternoon, but I think mostly we do dry out as that low starts to move on out of here. But for tonight, our friends and anybody that's watching, if you're in the South, I can't remember who it is, but someone that's on here on the chat with us a lot is in Safford, I believe.
Yes.
You'll have
Linda.
Is it
and
Linda?
Louie.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Linda and Louie.
Linda's in Thatcher.
Okay.
But Louie's in Pima. Those
Okay.
are the suburbs of Safford.
Got it. Well, there we go.
Tri-Cities.
Wow, look at you, Ron.
I love that. It's so beautiful. You're underneath
Yeah, it is
10,000
pretty,
foot Mount Graham, which
Yeah.
we get
Yeah.
snow on the top.
really pretty
so
up that
pretty
way.
over there.
So you can see on the map that the Safford area does have at least a low chance for a passing shower or storm tonight, and it edges just up against the valley. So the valley actually could end up seeing, even though rain chances are unlikely, could end up seeing, say, some outflow winds from any storms that do fire off. They may be able to make it to far, like, east-southeast part of the valley. So, like, Ron, you and I could maybe end up saying, oh, it was a little windy last night. And some patchy blowing dust will be possible as well. I think more so in Pinell than necessarily in the valley, but could, again, brush against the east edge of the valley if there's any stronger storms that fire off. Mostly the track of this looks pretty far south, but there's at least a low chance.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, Krystal, because I'm in East Mesa and you're in Gilbert. Sometimes I drive in here and the people act like I'm crazy. Like, what do you mean?
You're like, there's raining when I drove
You had
in.
rain, you had a couple of garbage cans knocked over.
like,
Well, so
Not
what
us.
time tonight? Because I'm going to be at soccer practice at Arizona Athletic Grounds near Queen Creek. So
Oh,
what
yeah.
time are we thinking that this is going to happen?
It'll be later, it looks like, if we
Yeah.
get it. I mean,
after 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
Overnight
probably.
hours.
Let's say between like 8 and 11 is the best time slot.
Okay.
But as early as say like 5 or so, a few showers may fire off in southern Arizona.
Yeah.
But the shower storm potential focuses over southeastern Arizona into the the
Okay.
nighttime hours. So yeah, so we're looking at that, guys, as that rolls on through.
And you have to deal with the 24 freeway.
Oh,
Come on.
You know,
Figure that out.
Oh,
you
no.
not. When the 24 connects to the 202, I mean,
Don't get Ron
my
started
whole
on
life
this.
passes before my
well,
eyes.
not
I'm
just
like,
that, but now one lane is restricted coming off the 24 onto Ellsworth when you're headed eastbound.
what happened there?
I think they're doing
It was
some
backed up for like
construction.
2.5
yeah,
miles.
huge
Come
backup.
on.
I
All right.
know.
Okay. Well, Krystal, thank you. Any
course.
closing thoughts before Syleste and I get off our soapbox?
Well, the good news is, guys, even though we warmed to the middle 90s this weekend, we go back to the middle 80s next week.
Yeah.
So
So
we've
great.
had such a good month. Let's keep this rolling into May.
Thank you, Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Yes.
Plus, I just thought
Thank
I would
you,
share
Krystal.
this with you, Krystal, just so we can calm everybody down. Because look at Colorado. There was supposed
Oh,
to.
you were just talking
there-
about this. Yeah.
There are
yeah.
the elk, and they are not bothered by anything. They're like, okay, what is this going to be? Rain, snow, hail, what? I'm not budging. They're right there. It looks like maybe in somebody's backyard.
Oh.
In that part of northern Colorado.
You know, we see elk up in Payson, Ron.
Yes. Gosh, that's so true. Also, look, there they are right there. Boy, those are big elk, huh?
Oh, my goodness. That is a beautiful piece of property. Lynn Frazier, who lives up in Colorado, taking some of these images. Yeah, that is so pretty. You know, there's some people up in Colorado who say that they'll see snow into June.
Wow.
Sometimes of the year.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, so anyway, there's your full weather report, and we feel sorry for those folks in Missouri who have to call their insurance guy today and explain the whole. But the insurance guy probably got his windows blown out too. It sounds like it hit that whole part of the country.
It's crazy.
By the way, Celeste, did you see what happened when this ride? If you have a fear of carnival rides maybe malfunctioning, you're not going to like this, but this is what happened. They're on this ride, and the lady's got her camera going.
Yes.
And then, boom, it all just comes collapsing down. You got to watch closely.
Oh, my gosh.
You can hear some crying going on. And, this is, by the way, not in the U.S. This is in Brazil. But the moment it gave way, the thing is you just have no expectation. We're looking at that couple right in front of them. And it all seemed like it happened within, let's count it right here, about maybe 3 seconds from the time it kind of malfunctioned to when they hit the ground.
It wasn't. They weren't higher up on that ride. Did you see the tower?
Oh,
There's the tower right there.
Of that. Good point.
And so
it could have been so much worse.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is the second piece of roller coaster video we've seen today that had a situation where the ride malfunctioned.
Man.
The other one, actually, what they said was somebody was taking video and they're not allowed to use their phone on the ride.
Oh, is that right?
And so then they stopped the ride, but the people were stuck up there for like 10 or 15 minutes on
because
like a
somebody
swing.
had their camera out?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
And so they stopped it up there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they made everybody suffer for how long?
It was
like 20 minutes?
No, they said like 10, 15 minutes or something like that.
Okay.
I know. Crazy.
All right. Well, anyway, there's your first 15 minutes. Up next, did you see what happened in Paris? The bus that plunged off the road and right into the famous river in the heart of Paris?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, boy.
All right, here is a preview of your mystery camera. We'll be right back.
All right, Celeste. So this is it's a courtesy to the viewer.
It really, to all of you.
Yeah, it's,
Thomas Favela,
Yeah.
Linda Monter, Brandon Norwood.
Yeah. Don't even give us your guesses now. Noodle it around. It's a full preview, and I got to say, Celeste, whoever the dude is who runs the riding lawnmower in this town.
Oh my goodness.
Would you look at how he kept those lines just as even as could be?
Can somebody pay him a bonus? He's doing a great
Right?
job. And by the way,
Yeah.
this is a preview of our mystery camera. We're going to do the reveal at 10:30.
Yeah.
But we're giving all you guys a quick snippet here.
Yeah, for sure. They do have a Top Golf, so there's one. We do ask, in the interest of everybody being able to play the game, that you don't Google image it.
No.
Because sometimes that just gives it away and it takes the fun out of it. But anyway, take a look, see what you think. There's a good fishing lake, it looks like, over there if you want to get off the freeway. I don't see a lot of like McDonald's or Dairy Queens.
No.
So I don't know how pro this town I really am, Celeste.
It's very, very flat.
Okay.
We got a highway
Yeah, we do.
as well.
Hey, by the way, we are getting a little bit of information coming in on a breaking story right now. Let's just see what we got here.
Dave is sending us over the info.
Oh, yeah.
as we
Congress has
speak.
just voted. Do we have that shot from the Capitol? I guess it went away. Congress has just voted, Celeste, to end the shutdown of the DHS and to send the bill to the president.
Yeah, this is huge. So it's ending. This has been a record 75-day shutdown.
Yeah.
Homeland Security Secretary had warned lawmakers that if they did not pass funding by today, emergency funding would run out and thousands of workers would not be paid. So President Donald Trump has already said he will sign the bill into law. So this is great news when it comes to DHS.
Yep.
Employees, for sure, and the rest of the country.
Okay, so we're going to keep track of that. By the way, we do have those hearings still going on Capitol Hill. We are watching that as well. Another day on the hot seat for the War Secretary, Pete Hegseth. So in the meantime, Celeste,
Yes.
let's talk about what happened in Paris. I mean, the thing about going to cities like London and Paris is they have these buses. A lot of them are like double-decker type buses for the tourists to ride on.
Yeah.
And you can hop on and hop off, all of that kind of a thing. But what happened today, or maybe I guess this was actually yesterday when it all went down. Let me just pull it up right here because
The video's crazy.
It is unbelievable. That is a bus, ladies and gentlemen, in the River Seine.
Yeah.
Which, of course, goes right by the Notre Dame Cathedral and the Louvre. Would you say that's the most famous museum in the world?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I definitely would.
Yeah.
And this is the river, if you watch the Olympics, where they had like a lot of the
they
waterways.
were floating on the river doing their show.
Yeah.
It was a little over the top for me.
Yeah. It was
saying.
one part with the Marie Antoinette that was a little much for me as well, where she's holding her own head in her hands.
Anyway, there were only a few people on board, thank goodness. It was a driver's training situation.
Yes.
You know, you drive past, please brake or be cautious, driver being trained, bumper stickers here.
Yes.
On whatever road. Well, I guess you have to train these bus drivers, and this training didn't go very well at all.
You think you got the job, Ron?
I'm thinking no. But the bus fell into the Seine there, and there were 4 people on board, the driver and her student driver, and unfortunately a couple of passengers were on too, but they managed to get in there with all that gear and they got everybody out. That would be a scary deal.
Absolutely. And you see another vehicle involved here. And so we're hearing no one was seriously hurt. That's the great news. But pretty wild video coming into the newsroom, and we're bringing it to you this morning.
Yeah, we are. So that's going on. In the meantime, the president and the first lady said goodbye this morning to, I think, what has been a very successful royal visit from the king and the queen.
Yes,
Charles
and it really has been. Yeah. Very interesting. He made the address to Congress first and then made a visit to New York. They went to go visit the 9/11 memorial.
Oh, yes, right.
Yeah, and then to Arlington, which I believe we have some of that video, yes?
Yeah, so I was talking to our editor, Jeff Haggard. He said, there was just enough sound when the president was saying goodbye to the king. And so if you're ready for it, let me just play that for you, and then we will kind of continue on. So hold on. Here we go. You'll hear just a little bit, and then at Arlington as well.
Great king.
What was your greatest visit?
The greatest king in my book.
I don't know how you let that go. It's amazing.
That was very good.
Yeah, so a somber ceremony there for the king and the queen, and you could hear the president saying, "Best king ever."
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause that's a kind of compliment. You know, a lot of people are not going to just blurt that out. The president can, I guess.
Yeah, and we just want to say to all of you who've lost loved ones there, Arlington, you've been, Ron. I know you've been. I have been as well.
So powerful.
There is something really remarkable about this place.
Yeah,
and
right.
so we just want to take a quick moment and say we know we have a lot of veterans. We love our veterans at Fox 10. So thank you for your service. And wow, what a moment there. So that was it was pretty neat that he had this location on his bucket list when he came to the States.
Yeah, and then not too far from there, they're headed into the Shenandoah Valley, which, wow, is that beautiful. And, of course, famous in our nation's history as well.
Yeah.
And so they're headed into the Shenandoah Valley. There's a little town in Virginia called Port Royal, I think, something like that, where the crowds have been lined up, Celeste, since like 3 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Just hoping to get a wave in with the king and queen.
That is very cool.
So we're watching all of that. By the way, since we just announced it, let's go live right now to Capitol Hill. And I guess they're having a chance to get some input from people. Oh, just went away. There's the picture, but it looks like it just wrapped up. That's Chad Pergram right over there on the right. He, to me, Celeste, is the best reporter on Capitol Hill. Definitely worth a follow on social.
The one peeking with his head up over the top? Yeah.
Yeah.
With the glasses are in the front?
Yeah. Now he's like hanging back just a little bit. But if anybody else steps to that microphone, this was crazy how long this funding situation
75
lasted.
days.
Yeah.
But they just spoke about the fact that it is now over, and the president said he will sign something end to the DHS shutdown. So that's great news. But yeah, we're expecting the possibility of someone else approaching, because it looks like the reporters are at least hanging tight.
Yeah.
Like they're not moving. So maybe they're expecting someone else to approach the podium.
Speaking of the president, he had this to say about the blockade.
The blockade is genius, okay? The blockade has been 100% foolproof. It shows how good our Navy is, I can tell you that. Nobody's going to play games.
That was him at the White House yesterday, and Iran keeps offering the same deal. Hey, we'll open the Strait of Hormuz if we don't have to include a deal on our nuclear ambitions. And the president's like, no.
That's the whole point.
That's the whole reason we're doing this.
Yeah, no kidding.
And Marco Rubio, I believe, said the exact same thing yesterday. So we're doing maximum pressure, the administration says. We're going to keep it up until they realize we're serious. We're not going away until you come to some agreement with us on your nuclear program.
Interesting, Ron. Can we throw up the Dow real quick? Because on Remote 11, something that we've seen when as the war has continued is we've seen the numbers kind of all over the place.
Yep.
But today we're seeing a bit of a rally, up 678 points right now at 49,540.
Yeah, Bri, if you want to pop that in somewhere, I'll
Dow.
call it up. Oh, there it is. I see it.
My goodness, we're a bit of a rally today, considering that this is continuing here today.
And so, it's interesting because yesterday it was almost like panic levels from one post, and I said to myself, so it was kind of it was a meme that it was the president, no more Mr. Nice Guy, and the market went nuts.
Yeah,
I mean, international oil price went from like 112 to 126 a barrel. I'm like, what is happening? Today it's come back down.
Yes.
And so that's making a big difference to the stock market.
So there's two things. I just looked it up. This is according to Investors Business Daily. They said Caterpillar stock has seen a huge surge. There's a lot of construction ongoing. all over the country right now. We have a lot going on here in Arizona. And then big tech earnings from Alphabet, which is Google, and Amazon. Those are actually fueling some of those numbers as well. So those are key factors driving the gains as we're watching some of this. But I think anytime we can see the green when we're in the middle of a situation in the Middle East, it's a good day, Ron.
Celeste, it absolutely
It's a
is.
good day.
Poll question looks like this. What do you think? $25 billion, is it worth this kind of money? 67% of you are saying yes. 37% or 30% are saying no. 3% say for now, but not if it drags on.
All right, let's take a look at your poll question on YouTube. Now 1.2 thousand votes. Yes, keep them from a nuclear bomb no matter the cost. 39%. 54% say no, the war isn't necessary. And 7% say for now, yes, but not if it drags on for years. Got 107 comments this morning. I think we got Big D on hand. Hey, buddy.
Hello, friends. Mark C. in Phoenix says, definitely not worth it. I would rather have that money go towards Americans that need assistance by way of health care subsidies and food supplemental programs here at home. Stephen Roach says they were 2 weeks from building a bomb last year. Trump said he totally obliterated their nuclear program, and in 10 months they were 2 weeks away from a nuke. What did they do to get one? Uncle Scipio says $25 billion is nothing compared to the incredible damage it's done to the global economy. The rest of the world is tired of seeing America lose these pointless wars. Really interesting comments. Keep them up, everybody.
Hey, Dave, while we got you here, did you see this story that researchers are warning that we Americans are talking less? What's so funny, Celeste?
Dave was giving us a side eye, like, what story you're talking about?
Yeah. We're talking less. Our faces are pasted into our phones.
I know, it's bad.
We got to do a break, but hold your thought on that, Dave. I can't wait.
Oh, man, I've got lots of thoughts.
I knew it. I knew it. But, Celeste, should we finally get to this mystery camp?
Let's do it. We saw some of your guesses. If you have an idea of where this mystery camp could be, please throw it in the chat box. We've got your answer after a quick break. We'll be right back.
right, Celeste, we're getting those guesses in on the mystery cam.
Yes, we are. Welcome back. All right, we've got Oklahoma from Linda Monter. Thomas Favela says Fremont, New York. And by the way, Thomas was saying that I believe it's a family member who served in the military. We thank you for your service and sacrifice, by the way, Thomas.
Sure.
Jennifer from Georgia. And then we had Little Philosophy, Missouri. And let's see, we have a Compton. Like Compton, California.
Okay.
I think Snoop might be from that part of L.A. I don't know.
Oh, there you go. Hey, look at Sammy G jumping in with Arkansas.
Wow, that's a really good guess.
It is. What do you want to go with?
I'm going to go with Sammy G in Arkansas.
Okay, I'm going to go with Linda in Missouri.
Okay.
There she is, everybody.
Here is the answer is Chesterfield, Missouri.
It is Missouri.
Yes.
Let's go back one more time.
It's a beautiful. Right. Hey, and they got a what's
a Top Golf.
Top Golf. Yeah. Work on your swing.
That looks really good. I'm thinking that's a suburb of St. Louis.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so we have some breaking news. We're going to go to Isabella in the breaking newsroom right now and get a chance. Brian, I'm going to have you call that right up. I don't see the button for the BNR here, but okay, let's do the 2-box. Hi, Isabella. What are you hearing? What's going on?
Hello, Ron and Celeste. We are back in the breaking newsroom with some breaking news. Now, this comes in just this hour, but there is a shooting investigation happening at one of our Scottsdale police stations. Now, this is going to be happening at the McKellips station near Miller Road and McKellips. The police are asking for the public to stay away from the area at this time. The good news is there is no outstanding threat to the community. Of course, we have Rick Davis, one of our photojournalists. He is on the scene. He's been providing those minute-to-minute updates. And the latest information we have from Rick is that there is no injuries to any officers, so all of the officers at the scene are okay. And we do know that there is going to now be a media staging area that we're heading to right now. That's going to be taking place in Tempe in the grassy area of 1810 North Miller Road. Right now there are no outstanding suspects, and of course this is developing by the minute, so please be sure to keep up with us and we'll bring you the latest.
Okay.
All right, good
Excellent.
to know.
Great
My
report,
goodness.
Bella.
Yeah, thank you, Bella.
Hey, also Mike Johnson speaking now. It looks like the shutdown is about to end. Let's see what he's saying. This is live. Stand by. Here he goes.
The number one issue in the election was securing that border. House Republicans did it. The Trump administration, the president did that. And Democrats are upset about it. So they wanted to leave that out. They wanted to orphan these two critical agencies that are under the umbrella of Homeland Security. I remind everybody on the Hill all the time, Department of Homeland Security is the third largest department of the federal government. It has critical responsibilities. FEMA and the Secret Service and TSA and all these other agencies. But the Democrats said, we'll do some of that, but we're not going to fund border security and we're not going to fund immigration enforcement. That's absurd, and we threw a fit, and we had to. We held the Homeland bill, the underlying funding bill, because we had to ensure that they could not isolate and eliminate those two critical agencies. We are getting those done now. We passed the resolution first. That was critically important for us to do to ensure that we're going to protect the Homeland, even though Democrats are unwilling to do it. So now that that box is checked, we are allowed then to proceed and go through with the rest of it. This will relieve pressure from the Department of Homeland Security. Secretary Mullen, who I've spoken to in the last couple of hours, will be greatly relieved. The president will, the administration will. We were not going to have lines at TSA. Everybody will get their paychecks now. We'll get moving forward, and then we will finish the work and finally get, again, for 3 years with no crazy Democrat reforms, we will fund Border Patrol and immigration enforcement as soon as we return for the work session when that bill is filed.
On FISA, Mr. Speaker, what do you anticipate from the Senate? And are you concerned that whatever the Senate sends over might be a problem over here?
That's Chad Pergram.
I'm not concerned. I hope that they're going to do the right thing. Look, we sent over a reauthorization that was with minor reforms and with the anti-CBDC measure on it. These are very simple things that the vast majority of Congress agrees with, and they should get it done. They're running out of time. As you know, it will expire tonight, the end of today. And so we're calling on them to do the job, pass the House's bill, and get this done. Check the last box.
They're not going to take the House with them.
Well, we're going to see. They don't seem to have another alternative. We'll find out how that works.
Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that, but it does sound like there's still one more step, which they got to get the Senate now to go along with the House bill.
Yeah.
And they think they're more important. in the Senate. They do.
Doesn't everybody? It's like, okay, calm down, everybody.
So we'll see what comes.
Work together.
Yeah, there may still be a little bit of work.
Work together.
All right, Celeste. So is it a buyer's market or is it not?
Well, some people say it's a total buyer's market right now.
I know it. So here's what we are going to do. He's been a guest, by the way, with us before. We really appreciate getting his insights. This is Mark Hamrick. He is with Bankrate. Mark, it's a simple question. If everybody says it's a buyer's market, why is it still so hard, at least in a place like Phoenix, why is it still so hard to buy a house?
Affordability concerns continue to reign supreme. And so what I've seen Phoenix described as a sort of a weak buyer's market, not meaning they're weak buyers, but meaning that it's only slightly favoring buyers in that equation. And when we talk about where the 30-year fixed rate mortgage is this week, it's just below 6.4%, according to Bankrate's survey of large lenders. And you have had some year-over-year price declines with home prices in the Phoenix market, but I like to remind people that even if we're talking about the metro area, and you all know this better than anybody else about where you reside, it's a varied community across the landscape, and so that varies neighborhood to neighborhood, zip code to zip code, and so if there's a sufficient supply of homes available in a given neighborhood, that can influence that equation. If there's an insufficient supply in a given neighborhood, that also weighs in. So home prices, mortgage rates, those are the big factors overall in the housing market nationally.
So nationally, we have, viewers. We're based in Phoenix, obviously, but viewers are all over the country and even the world. What are, if you could give us like the top 3 markets where you're seeing are the best buyers markets right now?
Well, I would say, broadly speaking, think about the Midwest, and that continues to really be luring in buyers simply because of the affordability benefits. Chicago is one surprising performer there. Detroit has been another over the last couple of years, and so, I come from the Midwest myself, and I know my small hometown in Kansas provides a ridiculous discount, but you need to have employment there as well. And so, we've seen the rise in home prices nationally as well as in various metros across the country truly outpacing inflation over the last 6 years. And we know inflation has been historically high. So when we look at what's been happening with home prices more broadly, essentially that's been slowing down. Home prices nationally are not falling, but they're rising at a slower rate and actually rising at a rate that is lower than, for example, the year-over-year increase of inflation broadly. So does this even out over the next year or so? We'll see. Obviously, it's a very volatile and uncertain time because of the war. You're referencing some of those things earlier. We have outsized inflation once again right now. The outlook for interest rates is higher than it would have been because of the inflation dynamics. And I'll give you a very precise example of that. The National Association of Realtors had earlier said that the 30-year fixed rate mortgage might average around 6% this year.
Yeah.
But as we see the inflation dynamics now, they're saying it's probably going to be more like 6.5. So you can still do better than that if you shop around for a lower rate, if you pay points in advance, essentially paying some of the costs up front as opposed to over a sustained period of time. You can do better than that 3.5 dynamic we're seeing with the 30-year fixed rate right now.
Well, and I think it would be, it's a little difficult for some folks who took advantage of some of those really low interest rates in the 2s and the 3s several years ago to kind of, hey, I'm going to sell. Where do we go, right, at that point? And then you're facing a higher interest rate.
Yeah, it's the so-called lock-in effect, which is keeping homes off of the market. People are reticent to weigh into a 6% plus mortgage with moving if indeed they did capture something that might have been as low as below 3%, as you referenced, rightly so there. So the other part of that, though, is for those who have been in their homes for a particularly long period of time, or if they've been in one of these booming markets where home prices really did shoot up, and that used to be Phoenix, but now when you're you're at a higher level, it's higher to make those great gains that you might have had some years ago. For people who did capture a lot of equity in their home, perhaps there's less pain associated with taking on a mortgage. And there's a substantial portion of home sales now which are being done with cash. So for those people who have really made out staying in their home for a long period of time, that's an option for some people, as incredible as it may seem.
Well, that's the way it's supposed to work. You're supposed to be in your house for 10 years or 15 years, and then all of a sudden you look and you're like, wow, I've got 200,000 of equity, or 300 or 400.
Yeah.
Now, I know you know some of these numbers, Mark, but I want to share them with our audience here. So I'm looking at average home prices here in the Metro Phoenix area, somewhere between $410,000 and $460,000. I look at some of the other markets here in the West. I still cannot believe some of the prices in a place like Seattle. I mean, we think we're expensive here. In Seattle, using the same parameters, they're saying 860 to 1.1 million is where median sales prices are coming in. Why is a market like that as crazy as it is?
Well, think about the tech-led boom in this country that we've had going back to the days of the internet. And so now you have an AI boom, which, by the way, we got some GDP figures today coming in at a rather normalish 2% annualized gain. But more than half of that increase is because of investment in artificial intelligence. And as you know, San Francisco was sort of thought of as a ghost town coming out of the pandemic. But much of that office space has now been occupied because of all this investment. So it's really about the health of the local economy, what's going on with employment, what goes on with salaries. I happen to be fortunate enough to reside outside the nation's capital, and until sort of what's been going on with budget cutting, not so much budget cutting, but employment cutting in the federal government, that also has been a remarkably stable housing market for many years. So it really depends on what's going on locally, and I'll go back to what I said before. Real estate, residential real estate, is the most local of all economies, and what's happening in a neighborhood, what's happening in a community, as opposed to, let's say, a downtown or the suburbs, that really matters, and what drives the local economy matters as well.
Okay, we sure appreciate your time, Mark.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great insight, Mark. Thank you. Have a great day, my friend.
Time for another break. Oh, Celeste, by the way, you want inexpensive housing? Look at Des Moines, Iowa. Average price of a house, $215,000.
Maybe we can build your mansion there, Ron.
Don't move. We don't want you guys to move. But if you're looking for cheap houses, Des Moines' your town.
We'll be right back.
What? You're a good you're a good dancer.
I like to freestyle.
Is that what that was?
I really don't know any moves. I never took dance lessons or dance classes. I think I took one ballet class when I was like 3.
Did you? How do I never know this? I want to see those pictures. You go check with your mama. I want to see you as a ballet star.
I don't think we have any pictures. There was like one class, and I was like, I don't think I'm made for this.
Okay. I'm trying to think, what was I doing at like 3 or 4 or 5?
Were you running your own radio program in the basement of your house?
No, that was after my 4th grade field trip. I set up the radio station in my bedroom.
I love it.
I used the fly swatter as a microphone. Oh. It works perfectly.
Was it clean?
Hold on, Dave. What are you laughing about?
Dude, I love you, man. You guys are so fun.
What were you do you have any memories from when you were 3 or 4 or 5? I mean, here's Syleste. She's dreaming of going to Juilliard.
and then my dreams were shattered.
Yeah. She had to settle for...
I have 2 left feet.
She had to settle for mornings in Phoenix.
I did sing, though.
I
was a singer.
Did you? Dave, what were you... When you were 4 or 5, what were you thinking you were going to be when you grew up?
I was going to be an actor.
Really?
Oh.
Days of Our Lives?
Wow,
kind of thing,
like a soap opera.
What kind of a show?
Actually, I think he was more Young and the Restless.
Oh,
that's so.
Well, actually, you know what's funny is in high school, I wrote soap opera spoofs, and we performed them for our high school drama class. It was called The Many Loves I Love. That was our soap opera spoof.
Wow.
You know what's crazy is Jane the Virgin is kind of like a soap opera spoof, and they kind of took a lead from Dave.
Yeah, I guess that's probably true.
Dave led the way with the soap opera.
Yeah, if you want to bring those scripts in, Dave, for absolute mocking, we're always here for you. We're always here for you.
We can actually do it.
Oh, by the way, we told Dave a minute ago we were going to ask. The story came out that said we are losing our social skills.
Yeah.
We're speaking to each other less. I was talking to Isabel about this in the newsroom. She said she went to a restaurant the other day and she looked out, like, okay, what table am I going to get? And everybody had their faces in their phones.
Yeah.
Instead of up until 10, 12 years ago, you would have been talking to the person.
So would you both be up to this? Listen to this, Dave. Would you be up to putting your phone in a basket at the table and it was like a no phone zone in a restaurant? Would you like that idea?
Well, I think phone or not, my wife would be shocked if I didn't talk. I'm a big talker.
Yeah, you are. You know what's funny about this? I was thinking of my wife too. Renee she clamps down on me and says, honey, look, we've already been sitting at this table for 5 minutes. Let's get that phone down. Let's talk, you and me, or whoever else we're with. We were with Susie and Joey last weekend. We talked to them. It was fantastic. Just put the phone aside. You don't even have to put it in a basket. Just have some self-control. Because Susie's always got a bunch of stories.
Yeah, you want to hear what Susie has to say.
I absolutely do.
Because she set aside the time, Ron.
Yes.
To make time for you.
Correct.
Thank you, Susie.
It would have been rude of me to be on my phone the whole time. Okay, so anyway, that's going on. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I almost feel like we need a drum roll. What was it? Hold on. I hear a drum roll.
Oh, Carl and Ryan are walking through in the promo department.
I hear a drum roll, and here's why. Ladies and gentlemen,
we love you, Carl. Love you, Ryan.
We give you a shout out now to... Hold on, that's no, not that guy. Hold on.
Well, actually, he's been doing amazing.
Where's
by the way.
Marcos and Kyle? There we go. Oh my gosh. Oh, you don't have it? No, it's right there. It's on the air.
Okay, we got it.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Marcos and Kyle. Remember yesterday we were laughing about the fact that there's always an issue or two. Look, almost 90% of everything you see on YouTube is pre-recorded.
Oh, yeah.
This is live.
Yes, and we're live because of the big team behind the scenes.
Correct.
And these two guys help lead it.
So I walked out into the parking garage. We got a lot of parking garages here.
And we have a lot of nice cars in that parking garage.
But anyway, I bumped right into Marcos. That's him on the right. And Kyle in the middle. And, man, they look sharp in their hard hats. We got a lot of construction going on here.
We do.
We were just giving you guys a shout-out. Let me put it on the gram.
Yeah.
Now, I have a bone to pick with the wider world out there, Syleste.
The wider? W-I-D-E-R.
Wider world, like the great big wide world that we live in.
The wide world web. World Wide Web.
Like the wide world of sports. 79 likes. I should be at 790 likes for Kyle and for
And
Marcos.
I know, they're so amazing. We were walking by them actually yesterday after the show. And we're like, next time you guys come in, we have a seat reserved for you to chat with you about all the different things you do. So thank you guys. We appreciate you. You're amazing.
It's going to be our new Today in
amazing.
Engineering segment.
I know. Their moms must be so proud.
So do me a favor, you guys. Go to Hooner Fox 10 and hit that like button. We got to at least hit 100.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, we couldn't even be doing this show without these guys and so many others, right?
Yes.
Don't forget Keith, Rushmeen,
George. George does everything. He's a man of many talents.
George can fix anything.
Yeah, George.
Anyway, we should do that more often. We should salute the people who keep us on the air behind the scenes.
Oh, listen to Linda Montert. So Outlaw Dynamo, we did do the mystery camera at 10:30. It was Missouri. And Linda Montert said, Outlaw, they also asked us not to Google search the mystery.
Oh, my God. Called out.
Linda called him out.
Okay, Outlaw,
we love
we love you. Just this whole chat with Celeste, just keep the phone down.
With a name like Outlaw, though.
And I've seen Outlaw get it wrong, so I'm going to speak up on the defense of Outlaw.
Okay.
I think a lot of times he does get it wrong.
Both of you outlaws.
I'm right there with you, Outlaw. We love you. Okay.
But Bella had a great comment in the chat, by the way. She said that her parents we're talking about putting the phones down at dinner time, especially because we want to talk to each other. Her parents have a test where whoever picks up their phone at the table pays for the meal. That is a great idea.
Well, they watch every day, and I love them. I haven't even met them yet.
I know. They're so great. They're up in Washington. Yeah. Or if you're a family and you're eating in the house, whoever picks up their phone, it's got to do all the dishes in it, no matter what.
Okay.
You know? Throw out the trash, clean the kitchen.
That's good parenting right there. Those are some pretty good rules. Hey, let's talk about, everybody I think is kind of excited now about what's going on with the space program. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Artemis 3, look at how they have to move this thing. So you get this tugboat, you get the Pegasus, you got this barge floating right there. Celeste?
Yes.
I guess now by the way, a big old cruise ship over there. I think this is at Port Canaveral, they call it. It's over there maybe 60 miles to the east of Orlando and right close to the Space Coast. But anyway, the core stage of the Artemis 3 completed its journey from New Orleans to the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The launch is still a little more than a year away, but come on. Isn't this exciting?
It is really cool. Moving at a snail's pace, too. If you wanted to check it out, you had lots of time because it's moving so slow.
Yes, it is.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Oh, which reminds me.
Look how huge it is next to the people. To give you some perspective on the sheer size of this thing, the video that we have for you this morning, look at that.
Oh, wow.
It's enormous.
So that's one of the rockets without the fuel in it.
Yes.
Look at this. This is fantastic.
It's a windy day there, too.
I do believe interest and excitement in the space program right now is as high as it's been for years and years because of what Artemis 2 did.
Yes.
I mean, it was amazing.
And, we had a story earlier today talking about how Yuma is hoping to build, Yuma, Arizona, down in southern Arizona, a rocket launch pads.
Oh, yes.
Right?
They're going to be like, the Arizona version of what we got over in Florida.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Build a launch pad.
Exactly. So one of the things that they said, though, one of the experts down there, they said a lot of the Artemis astronauts trained in Arizona. Like a lot of astronauts in the past years have trained here. We have Meteor Crater up in the high country off the I-40.
Yeah.
And a lot of astronauts have trained at Meteor Crater. And they're thinking a lot of astronauts will probably end up training as well down in Yuma once they build these rocket launchers.
That is so great.
Yeah, the launch pads, we should say.
There's a saying in our business, there's an Arizona angle to every story, and Celeste just gave you the Arizona angle to the space program.
Yes.
Maybe they build a launch pad in Yuma. They're really serious about it, and they want to be kind of like the Southwest version of the Space Coast. There's another story in the world of Major League Baseball where all the attention now, Celeste, is on the Arizona Diamondbacks, and for very good reason.
Yes.
Because we have a player who is, by the way, here's his Topps card. I need to get back into investing in baseball cards.
Yes.
I did that when
You
my
could make a
son
lot of
was
money.
young. Oh my gosh, some rookie cards.
Yeah.
But this is Ildemaro Vargas.
Mm-hmm.
And he now is on a 22-game hitting streak, which is the longest hitting streak to open the season in more than 20 years, Celeste.
Yeah, it's really amazing. So let me give you some information on this guy, 34 years old. There's a Sports Illustrated article that says he is the hottest hitter in baseball no one saw coming. He plays for the Diamondbacks here in Arizona. And according to this article, it says his previous 9 MLB seasons have been pretty nondescript.
Yeah.
Has not simply taken, he just hasn't been like big on the leaderboards type thing, but he really has connected here. And he's riding this 22-game hitting streak.
Yeah.
Collected a knock in every single game he's played this year for the Diamondbacks. And so congratulations to him. That is so exciting.
It's things like that. So they've been on a road swing. They're going to come back to the Valley. That I think gets people really pumped for getting out the ballpark.
I know.
There's always
it's exciting.
a reason to go. Celeste, and you know this too.
Yeah.
Summers in the Valley used to be so sleepy. Seriously, It was almost like there was nothing to do all summer long. Now we got the D-backs, one of the great teams in baseball. They were just in the World Series 2-3 years ago.
Well, not just that, but if you I grew up in the Valley, but we used to just see tumbleweeds blowing through downtown Phoenix. Like it was so quiet.
Oh my God.
There were no restaurants open, nothing. And it is a boom town in downtown. Listen to this. He played for the Pirates and I think the Twins as well. And so hopefully he finds, and the Cubs. Hopefully he finds a home here and then he doesn't ever leave.
Yeah,
if he's a great hitter.
Right,
Love this.
Right. Okay, one last thing. We're just going to say goodbye with the Costco story. They are changing their hot dog deal. It's no big deal, but they're now going to let you don't have to get the soda with your hot dog for $1.50, but now you can get a bottle of water.
Oh, I like that.
And some people online are complaining, calling it a ripoff. Because a bottle of water is like 20 or 30 or 40 cents.
It's 50 cents at the vending machine at Costco.
Well, you know what? You go outside of a Costco, try to find a hot dog anywhere for $1.50.
So you can choose, or you can choose the soda or the water.
Yeah, but you got to get the hot dog.
But you got to get the dog.
Get one today.
Let's go do it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you guys for watching on this Thursday. Anita and Ty are up next, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.
Oops. All right, welcome on in, you guys. 11 o'clock on your Thursday. We're going to keep things rolling here on Fox 10 Talks. What do we always say, Anita?
It's a jam-packed show.
Indeed it is.
It's kind of like our little
It's our new catchphrase.
Tagline. I like that. Like I said, I dread the day that it's not going to be jam-packed.
I know, because then what are we supposed to sit there and talk about?
I don't know. But
nobody knows.
Our socks.
Our socks. There we go.
We have... 2 guests to begin with.
We sure do. We're going to start with our live guest that is joining us in studio this morning.
Hi, ladies.
We have Leslie McReynolds. She is the CEO of the National Kidney Foundation. And we have Lynn. Lynn, say your last name for me.
Boucher.
And you're the chairman of the board. But the whole thing about this is that you actually donated your kidney.
I did donate my kidney.
So let's start at the very beginning. Okay. How did this all happen?
Lynn, I'm going to have you go real close to me. Yeah, there you go, because you're so soft-spoken.
I have a dear friend who had kidney disease, and we were both at a time in our lives where we had young children, and I watched what that did to his family, and I watched his inability to do things like climb the stairs in his house. Wow. And it just seemed like something. I have 2 kidneys that work. Mm-hmm. You only need one. Truly, you only need one. The other one's backup. So it just felt like something that I should do, and it was the best thing I've ever done.
Let me ask you this. Were you on the board?
No.
So you
didn't get involved until after the donation?
I had no idea how many people have kidney disease and don't know, which is 90%. Wow. I had no idea how prevalent it was. I didn't know anything about donation, so it was all new to me.
So you were just like, hey, I'll do this.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just showed up like something I was supposed to do.
But it's not that simple. It's not just a, hey, let's do this. There's a lengthy process.
There is a lengthy process. You are screened for your health, your emotional health, your well-being, which is actually amazing because you realize all that you have. You realize that you have good health. You realize that you're in a position to do this. So it sounds like a lot, but it was actually a pretty incredible experience to go through that.
You saved a life.
Yes.
Wow.
Not only that, but I think it was 12 weeks after his surgery. This was a man who could not climb the stairs in his home. I watched him run the bases at a family softball game with my little 3-year-old in his arms. And so it's a miracle.
Yeah.
It is a true miracle.
On your end, what does that feel like, going through the surgery? I've heard people asking, do you miss that organ? Do you feel a void? Do you have to do anything health-wise to maintain
your health?
Yeah, your health. Thank you.
I'll tell you, I forget sometimes, and I'll see a new doctor, and I'll have to tell them, oh, by the way, I only have 1 kidney, because I forget. I have not seen any impact on my life, on my health. They don't like you to take Advil because it's processed through the kidney. Other than that, I don't miss it.
Wow.
I don't notice that it's not there because the other kidney says, oh, I need to ramp up my production, and you move on. And now I have someone who had no kidney function who's able to have a normal life with my 1 kidney.
Leslie, how do people learn more about it? I mean, you have a conversation with a friend. Do they come to you?
We do have a lot of people come to us. I think that there's a lot of questions and a lot of misunderstandings about giving a kidney. I mean, it's a beautiful, amazing gift of life. Science is incredible, but it's also a serious surgery, right? So we have individuals come to us and ask questions. We will often guide them to one of our amazing Arizona transplant centers to ask questions of those transplant centers and also just get that testing phase started. But a lot of the questions that we get are things like, do you have to be an exact blood match? No. Do you have to be 34 and running triathlons? No.
Do you have to be relatives?
No.
Do you have to be, did you say blood type?
Yes. Yeah. You do not have to be the same blood type. And honestly, these days you don't even have to be a match. So if you have a sister that needs a kidney and you are not an identical match, but you have gone through the process of discovering that you are in a healthy position to give a kidney, they now have chain matches. So you can give a kidney to someone who needs it that you are a match for, thereby getting your sister a kidney. So just just being willing to make that gift can start that process to save a life. And if you are somebody who, several people on our board have been altruistic donors, so someone who just felt the calling to give a kidney but didn't know someone that needed it, you can give a kidney, and then if you ever need one yourself, you go to the top of the list.
Yeah.
And if you give altruistically, our nation now has a voucher system so that if you give a kidney without knowing who it would need to go to, you can name up to 6 family members that if they ever needed a kidney, they go to the top of the list. Because I know I'm a mom of a 6-year-old, and who knows what life holds. What if he needs a kidney one day? So you're making this decision while you yourself are healthy enough to make this gift, and I can put him on a list and guarantee that he can get one if he needs one because I give that gift.
How many people, whether it be our state or within the United States, need a kidney?
Right now, there's more than 2,100 people in Arizona waiting for a kidney.
In our state alone?
In our state alone. And the wait is about 3 to 4 years.
Wow.
And because you can't get on the wait list until you are at a certain level of decline with your kidneys.
Can I back up real quick, Leslie?
Yes.
Not to interrupt.
Yeah.
But can you walk us through what are some of the, I guess I'm not sure the right wording, so forgive me.
Criteria?
Well, what type of diseases or what type of issues are these people having with their kidneys that they would need a new one?
Oh, that's great to know. So our organization really serves individuals with chronic kidney disease. So that will be that your kidneys that normally process toxins and all of the bad things out of your body for you are no longer filtering the way that they should.
Okay.
So as that level of filtering goes further and further down, your body's hanging on to those toxins. And once it reaches a certain point, you either have to go on dialysis to have a machine cleanse your body for you or get a transplant.
Gotcha.
So someone that needs a transplant is someone whose kidneys are not getting the toxins out of their
Gotcha.
body.
Are you asking me what leads to kidney disease?
No, I just wanted to know what types of issues would people actually need to have a transplant.
Yes, it's because they're getting sicker and sicker because their kidneys are no longer. And to your question, usually it's individuals who themselves or a family member have had a history of kidney disease, diabetes, or high blood pressure, are those who are at highest risk because that can cause kidney damage.
If there's a situation where, for example, Ty knows he has kidney disease, not needing dialysis just yet, and I say, well, I'll donate a kidney to you, can that happen, or does he need to be at that dire stage where he's going through dialysis?
You know, I think what's great about that is when I donated my kidney, I did it to prevent my friend from having to go on dialysis.
Yes.
So with living donors, that prevented him from having to go on a wait list and wait 3 to 4 years and get to the point where he needed dialysis and be able to have that surgery while his body was still fairly healthy. So that's
you
why
made the decision.
That's why living kidney donation is so powerful.
You have a big walk Saturday?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
We're so excited. Our walk is when our whole kidney community gets together, whether it's patients, family members, and we're taking over Tempe Diablo Stadium.
Wow.
It's going to be in the evening at 6 o'clock.
The weather's looking good, too.
Yes, it is. We're really excited. We get to walk on the field. All the activities are down on the baseball field. It's completely free and very family friendly. Lots of kids activities. But what's most special for us on our end is that we have a chance to really interact with individuals who are going through this, who are struggling through this, and who, through many of our programs, we have a chance to help.
They're impacted by it. How do people get a hold of you guys?
They can visit azkidney.org and find out more about our programs or about the upcoming walk.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. We
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
for
Thanks for
having
everything
us.
you did.
Yeah.
For saving a life. That's really
Heroes
cool.
come in all kinds of shapes and sizes.
Right? I know.
Thank
for
you.
Sure.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank
My
you.
pleasure. All right, we're going to switch gears. We're talking more organs here this morning, from your kidneys to your heart now.
Okay.
Our next guest is joining us via a video call here. We have Dr. Lara Breitinger from Mayo Clinic. Good morning, Doc.
Hi, doctor.
Give us 1 second. We're going to establish your signal here. We should be good to go now. Doc, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
We got you loud and clear. We're doing good. All right, so let's talk about this. You and some other doctors over at Mayo decided to write a book. Why did you guys decide to do that?
Yes, that's a great question, because we know that heart health basically equals longevity and living your best, happiest life. And so under the supervision and leadership of our great Dr. Anita Roman, who unfortunately passed away in the past month, it was his vision to create a book for everyday Americans who want to stay healthy, who want to stay happy at their center, and different ways that are relevant and current to daily practice these things. And it's a beautiful book. My co-editor is also Dr. Francisco Lopez Jimenez. We had multiple scientific contributors across the Mayo Clinic health system, including Mayo Scottsdale, which is where you guys are all at right now. I'm in rural Minnesota. And so a lot of contributors scientifically within their expertise on different ways that are pragmatic, biteable, and actionable for every day.
Let's talk about heart health. It affects everyone, right? I mean, I think for the longest time, it was heart disease was the number one killer of women, but it affects women, it affects men, it affects children. We've got about 2 minutes left before we have to hit a hard break. Can you give us a couple of those tips that are in the book that people can take away with to stay healthy?
Absolutely. And it's, the normal things, but really an emphasis on preventing sedentariness and just moving your body more. So if you're somebody who doesn't do any movement, aiming to get up multiple times a day, a couple hours a day, getting at least 7,000 to 8,000 steps, preferably 10,000 steps, putting in there, resistance training, building lean muscle mass, especially with the explosion of these GLP-1 receptor agonists and these anti-obesity medications, where now the concern is losing muscle, getting more frail in the elderly decades. And then fueling your body with real food. We had the new dietary guidelines that came out earlier this year, which is the first time the dietary guidelines actually specifically targeted ultra-processed foods, which is basically foods that our current food supplies about 60 to 70% of ultra-processed foods to Americans. And now we should be avoiding all of that and focusing on real food. And so fueling your body as if, you have an expensive car. You're not going to use regular unleaded on that car no matter what. Every time you fill up, you're going to get premium gas. You're going to get that 91. Why are our bodies, we're only given one, why are they any different, right? We should be fueling it with the best things, but consumers only see what's in front of us in the grocery stores,
what's
right?
Easy and convenient, absolutely. We're going to take a quick break, Doctor. If you can stay close, we'll be back in 2.5 minutes and we'll keep chatting.
Sure.
Thank you.
welcome back. Doc, thanks for taking the time during that commercial break to just, hang out, enjoy our nice waiting room music. Let's talk about where folks...
It actually helps lower
your heart rate.
The heart rate.
Yes, absolutely.
She's like, no, it doesn't.
You guys are on it.
So where can folks get this book if they want to read more about this?
Sure. And so it comes out on May 19th, so you still have some time. It'll be available on mayoclinicpress.com. It'll be available on Target and on Amazon. So really wherever you buy books, which most of us buy online at this point,
sure.
It'll be available.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Really great information. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank
you so much. Right, we're just talking about the weather, how nice it's going to be this weekend. Krystal was just talking about our temperatures are going to stay in the 80s over the next couple of days. In fact, let's just look outside right now.
Okay.
Plenty of blue skies out there.
Look at you. You had a lot of caffeine today?
Well, no. What are you talking about?
Nothing. You got a good roll going.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're slowing my roll.
Oh, sorry.
Anywho.
Keep going, weather. Give us some weather.
Outside out there. Okay, so just for everybody out there, it takes some time between Zoom calls.
Guests.
So we have to fill the time.
Yeah,
so I thought I'd talk about weather, and you're...
Everyone's always talking about the weather.
Yeah.
I walked into the Sexy Roman restaurant today, and someone brought me some water, and he said, it's so cold in April. Who would have thought it was going to be so cold? But March was so hot.
I know.
So...
Right.
I think everyone's enjoying it.
And we'll see what May has in store for us, which is obviously tomorrow.
I can't believe that May 1st is tomorrow. I feel like, 5 months in, but half the year feels like it's almost over. Okay, we've had a couple of really interesting health topics, and we're going to stay on that that topic. So we wanted to introduce our next guest, Tracy Costigan. Tracy, I hope that I'm saying your name correctly.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm Tracy Costigan.
This is a tough subject that we're going to talk about right now. Suicide.
Yes.
So Tracy, give us first of all, I guess, what do? You are with Crisis Text Line. What is that for people that don't know?
Yes, sure. So Crisis Text Line is a global nonprofit providing free 24/7 confidential mental health support via text and web chat. Our service is available in English and Spanish across the U.S. and Puerto Rico. Anyone can simply text hello or hola to 741-741, and you will be connected with a live trained volunteer crisis counselor.
I would imagine that this is a service that so many people don't know is necessary because so many people don't talk about this topic. It's a tough one. You said among texters under 14, suicide came up 37% of the time. Under 14 is very young.
That's right. Our service is available to anyone, anytime. And so we have some very young texters reaching out to us. About 2/3 of our conversations are with younger people. Last week, we released our annual trends, in which we were interested in understanding more about the conversations we had in 2025. We want to understand who reaches out to us, why they reach out to us, and what they need for support. And what we found was that we received more texts than in any year prior, over 1.5 million conversations, or about 4,000 conversations per day. And about 2/3 of those were conversations with younger people, underscoring the need for this type of free and reliable mental health service like Crisis Text Line.
Do you think the numbers are increasing because more people need it, or because more people are now more comfortable reaching out for help?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. 2025 was a year where we saw mental health challenges on the rise in this country. It's been well reported on, and we see trends like this sustained in national surveys of young people. Last year was fraught with challenges ranging from devastating wildfires, economic uncertainty, and political volatility. And for young people, especially young people, there's so much time spent online and so much immersion in social media. There's just lots fueling stress day to day.
You sent us the list of kind of what you guys concluded from your survey, and it's all very concerning. The other thing that I thought was really kind of scary, texters under 18 discuss self-harm and eating and/or body issues twice as much as adults. That's another concerning topic. Is it easy to pinpoint why or where this is coming from?
Yeah, so that's right. So for the younger texters under 18, some of the most common topics that came up were topics of suicide, self-harm, and body image issues. In addition, bullying came up twice as frequently for young people than adults. And what this is really demonstrating or showing us is just where young people are developmentally and socially.
Yeah.
What's the next step for Crisis Text Line? Obviously, you want to reach more people.
Yes, of course. Again, as a reminder, anyone who's experiencing any mental health challenges or just needs support can simply reach out by texting hello or hola to 741-741 to be connected with a live trained crisis counselor. So we're very interested in that. The other thing I want to add is, we're talking about these challenges like anxiety, stress, relationships, and such. The other thing that we talk about in our annual trends is what we learn from conversations is really about the kinds of support that would be helpful, especially to young people. So in addition to the need for mental health support and the availability of a free text-based and web-based service like ours, young people are seeking social connection, time for exercising and playing sports, being in teams, and engagement in the arts. And so what this means is, from a practical perspective, having systems of support that need to be designed for younger people in terms of how they prefer to communicate, when and where they need support, and what makes asking for help feel possible in the first place.
Tracy, real quick, we've got just a couple more minutes left, but I wanted to ask, so once someone texts you and they start talking about some of these issues, then do you refer them to another person, or are you there more for advice, or how does the crisis text line actually work?
Sure, that's a great question. So, we have trained crisis counselors who are and they are supervised by a clinical staff. When somebody reaches out, the first thing we do is assess for safety. We go through a safety assessment, and from there, our counselors show up as empathetic, supportive listeners who are there really for whatever the texter needs. And through the process of the conversation, our counselors work to bring the texters down to a cool, calm state, develop a safety plan or a coping plan. If necessary, we will work with the texter to begin an emergency service intervention if there are concerns around safety.
Wow.
Okay, that number one more time as we wrap up. Thank you.
Absolutely. Anybody can text hello or hola to 741-741, and help is just a text away.
Awesome. Thank you.
Tracy, thank you so much for what you do. Saving lives for sure, right?
Yeah, it's important.
All right. Tracy, thank
you so
we
much.
appreciate it.
It's like we said earlier when we were discussing kidney donations. Heroes come in all shapes and sizes, and you never really know when you're going to save a life. So very important there. We'll make sure to put all that information up in the chat, just in case anyone needs that number. You were talking about the weather, and you're talking about a couple different cameras. You want to take, I don't know if you can take remote 34. Can we take that, Glenn? Sedona?
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Glenn's working his magic behind the scenes.
Glenn,
we're talking about some changes that are happening up at a place that I've driven by.
I've never been.
But I've never been either. We're talking about Slide Rock. So here is, sorry,
there
Glenn.
It is. That's okay.
These are live images of Sedona here this morning. So that's what we're talking about. It's gorgeous up there in Sedona on this Thursday morning. But then this is what we're talking about. Slide Rock. Look how much fun this is. But there are some new changes if folks are going to be heading up to Slide Rock.
So Michelle
our
Thompson,
next guest is going to talk about that.
Yeah, Michelle Thompson is joining us. Hi there. Hello. You're up in beautiful Sedona?
No.
I am not up in beautiful Sedona, but Slide Rock State Park is up in beautiful Sedona.
It was a question. I didn't know where you were coming from. Nobody told me. It just says guest, Michelle Thompson. Slide Rock Park, one would assume. Tell us a little bit about the changes.
Yeah, so I did overhear you saying that you haven't been there, but for people who have been there, this is one of our most popular state parks here in Arizona, and it can get really, really busy during the summer months especially. And the line of cars waiting to get into the park and first thing in the morning can stretch all the way down 89A. And we are going to eliminate any lining up before entry. So now when people arrive at the park, they're going to come in right at 8 a.m. when we open the gates. And as soon as our parking lot is full, we're going to close those gates, and we're not going to allow people to line up in our driveway or in the turn lane along 89A. And that's just for safety reasons. But in the past, people would wait there, and they'd wait and wait for hours, just hoping that somebody would leave and they would be able to get into the parking lot. And it was just kind of creating a dangerous situation along 89A. So we're going to stop that practice.
So if folks are trying to get in and the parking lot is full, what do they have to do now, Michelle?
They really need to have a backup plan. They need to go and explore some of the other really amazing places in Sedona and do something else, and then probably call the park, after an hour or two and see if there are more spaces open up. Once we have enough spaces to allow another rush of cars, we will reopen the park, but we just won't allow people to line up along the highway and wait for that to happen.
Okay, twofold question then. So you said you can call the park. That's how you find out. If there's some openings, can you walk up if you do end up getting a ride from an Uber and having someone drop you off? Can you walk in once the gate is closed?
No, we don't allow any entries other than vehicle entries into the park.
Okay, so it's going to be a lot harder to get in than usual then. So definitely get there early. What time are you saying that the gates will open again?
The gates will open at 8 a.m.
Okay.
Plan to get there right at 8 a.m. to get in. We're not going to allow anyone to line up before the park opens. That was one of the situations that was occurring, was people were getting there, an hour, 15, 20 minutes before the park opened, lining up alongside the freeway. The line was getting really long, and our rangers couldn't even get into the park to open it up.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Roughly, what time do you think, like if you do a second opening during the day, when that 8 o'clock crowd leaves, how long do people spend there? We've got about 30 seconds. And so like noonish, maybe another opening, or just
maybe try around noon.
Okay.
Do something else for the morning and then give the park a call. Sometimes people spend the whole day there, but sometimes they just want to go and do something for a few minutes, a few hours in the morning while it's cooler, and then they go out to do something else.
Well, I hope you get up to beautiful Sedona. I know I do. I love going up there.
Yeah, we have gorgeous parks everywhere.
Yeah,
It was good chatting with you, Michelle. That's going to do it for us on this Thursday. We'll leave you with a live look up in Sedona.
That is a cool looking shot right there, Des. St. Paul, Minnesota. And if you're ever there, I think they have the fanciest. I know it's random, but I like to learn stuff everywhere I go.
Mm-hmm. I know.
And there's no improvement necessary. In St. Paul, I think they have the fanciest Catholic church outside of the Vatican in the world.
Really?
Well, maybe I can find a picture somewhere. Because Minnesota was my state to go explore last year. And it's pretty incredible. But anyway, I don't want to dilly-dally here on the show. We have plenty to talk about.
Yes,
but I'm going to try to find that picture.
Okay. Yeah, I want to see it.
I'll figure out how to do that.
Ooh, fancy.
So anyway, it's Ron and Des, and we got another half hour right up till noon, and then the whole idea is on Fox Local. You can hang out with us. You can join the chat and YouTube, and then at noon on Fox Local, we go right into our news at noon.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've got you covered.
Really good plan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, works every day. Let's do this. Let's show you what's going on.
Flawlessly.
Yeah, let's see. It's quite a reversal of a day. Just yesterday, we were saying, oh boy, 48.6 or something like that. Whatever happened to 50K? Well, today, we're not that far away once again. It's pretty crazy. If you watch the market on a day-to-day basis, it would drive you nuts. I think the whole idea is, when we've had some of our experts on, save a little bit of money every month. If you can figure out a way to save $50 a month or $100 a month, and then just put it in a mutual fund and just let it grow and don't even look at it for a couple of years. And by that time, your $1,000 is maybe worth $1,200 or $1,500. That's the way it's supposed to work.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And so yesterday they freaked out because oil went crazy. Mostly because of that meme from the president, like no more Mr. Nice Guy. And then today, now we're not worried about it. I don't know. The market overreacts to everything. So oil is down a little, not a lot, but the market. The other thing is the various companies come out with these really good earnings reports, and they kind of surprise the market. And so in the end, the stock market is just, I know, it's a collection of stocks. It's a collection of companies. And if there's good news from some companies like there was today, that's going to move the market forward.
Yeah, it's at about $113 right now. So
oil?
The market is liking that. Yeah, Brent crude oil per barrel right now.
Yeah. And did they also give the price for the West Texas for U.S. oil? We're always a little bit lower than that usually, but I mean, it's all above 100.
About 105.
Which is not great. Okay, so we're following that, but we're also, and we were going to talk about Jerome Powell, which we will in a minute, but you know what let's do, Des? Let's go to the breaking newsroom. Isabella is on top of one of the stories that we are trying to get some more details on.
Yeah, it's unfolding right now, a potential officer-involved shooting, so we'll get to Isabella now. Isabella, what are we seeing right now from the scene, and what is the latest information that we do have?
Yes, hello Des and Ron. Now the latest update in the situation is it has been confirmed that this is in fact an officer-involved shooting. What we do know so far is this did happen at one of the Scottsdale police substations. This is going to be the McKellips police station. And again, as of right now, we have received confirmation that no police officers have been injured. We do not have a suspect at the time, and they have confirmed that there is no threat to the community, which is a good thing. But we do know that there is some traffic surrounding the area, and right now we actually do have some coverage with our team. Taylor and one of our photojournalists are out there right now waiting for this media staging to start that is going to be taking place in Tempe, and we do know that she will be bringing the latest information at noon, so be sure to stick out for that. But right now, no officers have been hurt, but the biggest update just coming in a few minutes ago is that this is in fact a confirmed officer-involved shooting now.
Okay. Isabella, thanks very much on that. And these are violent times that we are living in, Des.
Yeah, glad to hear that no officers were hurt, but we do have that suspect transported to the hospital. So, of course, Taylor will give us some more information, hopefully at noon, as we dive a little deeper into how this unfolded.
And just yesterday, we were talking about right around 7th Avenue in McDowell, just a few blocks from our studios here, where there was an officer-involved shooting. I mean, every single day, they put their uniform on, they put their lives on the line to try to protect the community. Okay, so then let's talk about Jerome Powell. He is going to step down now. By the way, the criminal investigation, my understanding is over. but they are still going to investigate at Congress to figure out why the remodel of the Fed building is in the $2 billion range. Seems like a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of money. Uh-huh.
I mean, it's money most of us can't even fathom.
Correct.
Like, how do you even make sense of that much money?
Yeah.
So it does sound pretty high.
It is going to be interesting. He is going to stay on. I guess the way it all works is he steps down as the man in charge, which he's been running the Federal Reserve for many years. And a guy named Kevin Warsh looks like he's smooth sailing to become the next, quite a bit younger. I don't think he's maybe over 50, but he'll be the next chairman of the Federal Reserve. And of course, it's one of the most powerful positions in America. I mean, you help set the course for interest rates. And so that's also, I think, the market's going to look at it and see what happens next, but he stays on. He still gets to keep a paycheck.
Yeah, he'll stay on on the board of governors, correct?
Right.
Yeah. He mentioned that.
Okay,
last
then
night.
One of the other stories has to do with the baby formula, and this is something that I think a lot of folks need to pay attention to.
Absolutely. I mean, who lived through? Remember the issues and that we had with the shortages?
Yes,
and
there was that one plant in Michigan.
I mean, that was terrifying. I had the twins in going through all of that.
Right.
So obviously, stemming from that and other issues that the baby formula industry was seeing, there was studies done and testing of the formula. And now this morning, we're learning that new FDA reviews are finding that U.S. infant formula supply is safe. They looked at more than 300 samples of commercial infant formula tested between 2023 and 2025 under the agency's operation. So the analysis found there are very low levels of heavy metals, pesticides, and other potential contaminants in the baby formula, but it is well below Environmental Protection Agency's limits for drinking water even. So essentially it's, they're finding traces of these elements, but saying it's, low enough and safe enough for babies to consume. But, parents, need to know. So
it's a vote of confidence.
Yeah, whatever decision that they choose, what's best for your family. But,
Since we're talking about youngsters, let's talk about Dalton. This story is so heartwarming. He has survived 3 open heart surgeries and weeks and weeks and weeks in the hospital. And his favorite meal is honey-seared chicken from Payway. So especially when he was in the hospital, he's like, "Mom, Dad, go get me some Payway." Which we could all say that, right? We all. I mean, what's not to love about Payway?
We all have our craving.
So today is the day that Payway will donate a portion of all honey-seared chicken proceeds nationwide. He's just a youngster. He's just so cute here in the Valley. But they're headquartered here, and they're like, we're going to do this at every store in America, every Payway. And so we had a chance to actually talk with him and his mom a little earlier this morning.
Give us kind of the backstory about how that honey-seared chicken from Payway became Dalton's kind of comfort food through all of this.
So Dalton was hospitalized back in November and then again in January. And so we kind of took to social media to have a little fun during our lengthy stay. And after Dalton was a little tired of the cafeteria food, he asked me to order some DoorDash, and honey-seared chicken from Payway was one of his first requests. And so we did a fun little food review and posted it online. And Payway saw the video and they reached out because they just fell in love with Dalton.
Dalton, how are you feeling today, bud?
Feeling great, amazing.
I love it. So tell me a little bit about when you saw that Payway responded to your video and said, "Hey, we are going to help your family by donating a proceed of your favorite food today." What was that like, Dalton, when you heard that news?
I was shocked, like surprised, because they've never done that to a kid once in their lifetime.
We've been really trying to hone in on the life with the congenital heart defect and just bring more awareness to a day in a life with a kid that has his condition. They paint a pretty grim picture when you're diagnosed with this condition, and we like to share that it's not so bad.
Oh, he is just a ray of sunshine. Wow.
I feel like, I hear from people every once in a while. They're like, oh, I don't watch the news. It's all bad news. I'm like, hold on. Why don't you watch our show sometime?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, this is so heartwarming. And, kudos over and over to the folks at Payway. Look at that beautiful family, for doing this, and not just like at his one favorite store over by the hospital, but at every store in America, every Payway.
More than 100 locations across the country.
That's so
and
great.
Every single one of them donating proceeds from honey-seared chicken.
Ooh, and I love that
today.
Too.
It sounds really good. I
Yeah.
would say Dalton sounds like he has great taste.
Sure. And you mix a little bit of the chili paste that they have with the soy sauce and just drizzle it on top. It gives it a little kick, Des. I'm just saying.
Sounds good. Sounds absolutely delicious.
So let's see. We've got the mystery camp coming up. We have a really interesting interview with Megan Stoner with the Google Trends for so far this year, 2026.
Yeah. I think some of them will surprise folks, and she's kind of broken it down into different categories too, like
Right.
fashion, some cultural searches that we're seeing,
even gardening.
Yeah, right.
And Coachella. I mean, where else are you going to get that kind of
is,
information?
towards the top of the list. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, our poll question, we're still waiting for your choice. If you haven't selected yet, grab that QR code. $25 billion and counting. Is it worth the cost? 71% say yeah. No matter what, keep it going. They can't have a nuclear bomb. 26% say no. Money should have spent right here. And then the QR code is how you can let us know. And then, Des, we're getting over 2,000 votes on YouTube.
Yeah, pretty impressive here. You can see the numbers, the difference in them. 39% are saying, yeah, keep them from having that nuclear bomb, no matter the cost. 54%, though, are feeling that this war is a bit unnecessary. Isn't necessary. And 7% for now, yeah. But, not if it drags on. So.
I'm feeling a mystery, Cam. Come on, what do you think?
I think so, too. Yeah. Let's see what this one looks like today.
Okay, ready? Oh,
ooh, pretty green. I was hoping it was.
I like a nice wide view. What city might that be?
Very flat. Get
Sure
your guesses
is.
in.
Okay, we are now accepting guesses. A lot of you guys jumped in with your guesses, Des. We're seeing all kinds of kind of midsection guesses, although, let's see. Ozrachuk, or A.Z. Ratchuk, is saying Maryland. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. But Linda is out there saying, looks like Kansas to me.
Yeah, a couple of Oklahomas in the chat, too. Oof, I'm going to go Mississippi.
Okay,
Mississippi's pretty flat, right?
Okay. And I was going to go in the Carolinas, and I don't know if it's north or south, but there's more cities in North Carolina, so I think I'm going to say North Carolina.
North Carolina?
All right, everybody, here she is on the Des Cam.
Here we go. It is, Bartlettsville, Oklahoma.
Oh, let's
so
go
for
look at
those
it
of you
one
that
more.
guessed
Oklahoma,
Andrew, Outlaw Dynamo. Yeah, those two. Pretty spot on today.
I think that's sort of the oil capital of Oklahoma. I was surprised the first time I went to Oklahoma City, which is where the state capital is. They have an oil well right on the grounds of the capital. So as to remind people, this is an oil state. It's not just Texas. We got our own oil, too.
Okay.
And I think that area around Bartlesville is oil central in Oklahoma. Anyway, all right, we're really looking forward to our interview with Megan because, we want to stay on top of the trends, Des, you and me.
Yeah, we do, Megan. So that's why we're calling you in. We need some reinforcements. Megan Stoner joining us, you guys, this morning on some of the top Google trends. I was surprised by some of them, but when it comes to entertainment, I don't think Ron nor I were surprised by Coachella kind of topping the list here.
Yeah, I honestly think the most surprising thing is that Coachella is actually being searched more than ever before. So people must be opting to staying on their couch, watching the show on YouTube. The one thing that's not surprising is Justin Bieber was the top where to watch. So I don't know if you guys are thrown off by that at all.
Nope, not after his performance, sitting there with his laptop on YouTube. What a genius, by the way.
Amazing performance.
Yeah, it was.
So, was everybody on board with that? I thought I maybe heard a few people like, wait, I paid a lot of money and he's just sitting there with his laptop and just kind of strumming away.
Well,
but I guess...
you chime in. I mean, it kind of started with that. Some people saying zero effort. But I think overwhelmingly that, people liked it. Do you agree, Megan?
I can't speak to that, but because people were searching where to watch, I just know it brought them attention. So I guess no PR is bad PR in that sense.
Yeah. Yeah. What else did you find here? What was the most surprising, most searched topic in any particular category for you?
Yes, so we saw a ton of fashion and beauty this spring, which I love. I think stemming on Coachella, boho chic hit an all-time high. We also saw searches for floral dresses hit an all-time high, and some retro nostalgic trends like polka dots and kitten heels are coming back. And then one that kind of threw me for a loop is chunky necklaces are being searched more than ever before on Google. So Desiree, I'm not sure if that resonates with you, but that was totally 2012 for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a lot of chunky jewelry. Matter of fact, when we moved here to Arizona 5 years ago, I had a lot of it packed up. I didn't bother unpacking it. That's one thing I'll leave to the trend. I don't have
it.
I do.
Time to bring it out.
Yeah.
Wow.
I am kind of excited. I don't know about you, Megan. The kitten heels, I don't think they look great. I think a higher heel is kind of more flattering, but I'm all about it for the comfort. So
yes, for sure.
Ron is I suppose.
For the guys in the audience, are gym shorts trending?
We didn't look into that, but from more of a unisex angle, chrome sneakers are having a moment, as are balloon pants, which I think also goes with the comfort vibe we were talking about.
Oh,
really?
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I got some very
Do you have
old...
any balloon pants at
I
home?
have pictures of myself in the 80s in balloon pants. That
Would love to see
it was
that.
a thing. It was a thing for sure. What about travel trends? What are you picking up there?
Yeah, the cool thing with travel is we're seeing people search for items that go along with their destination. So we're seeing baseless car seats are having a moment. People are thinking about being safe. And then also stainless steel water bottles hit an all-time high. So people are making sure they're prepared when they go on spring break. Hopefully that takes them into summer as well.
Mm-hmm. And well, kind of to go along with that too, safari camping was at an all-time high. What is that about?
Yes, I think that might be a Coachella trend. I personally am more of a hotel girl myself, but safari camping was something that popped up as people were starting to search for Coachella. So I think that's for everyone who's maybe driving to the desert and staying in their car or trying to figure out more of a luxury setup there.
And pretty big too is spring cleaning. What are folks searching when it comes to that? Is it like what items to clean?
Yeah, like
how
what could be
often to
trending in spring cleaning has happened forever, right?
Yeah. So one of my favorite searches, because it feels very relatable, is how to start decluttering when overwhelmed was a breakout search over the last month, which means it was searched more than 5,000% more than the previous month.
Whoa.
And something that's really helped me is using Gemini. So I have a closet that is like, I would hate to show it to you. It's so embarrassing. It's where all of my junk goes. I took a picture of it, uploaded it to Gemini, and then said, help me maximize this space.
Wow.
And so now it's just on me to actually do it, but it gave me all of the tools to make it a little bit easier and break it down so it's less overwhelming.
Are you kidding?
Did it show you a picture of what it could be like when it's done, or did it just say, like, get rid of those boxes, or how did it work?
It depends on the way you prompt it. So you could say, show me a visual that maximizes this space, and it'll develop a new image for you. Or you can say, give me some tips on how to maximize it, and then it'll bullet a list. So if you're a visual learner, you could develop that image, or you could just prompt it to get some tips and get going.
Oh, wow. Well, did you prompt it to give you tips or a visual?
I did a visual because I'm more of a visual learner, which was very helpful.
Oh, wow.
This is amazing.
We need to be maximizing.
Life is pretty cool. In 2026, Des, life is cool.
Wow.
That's amazing.
It is so cool.
I might ask it. Do you have kids, Megan? I might ask it. What kids' toys should I toss? What should I keep? Yeah. I'm overwhelmed by those.
I do not. But one thing I can tell you that I've used Gemini and Chrome for. So we've seen increases in searches, which I'm sure is so relatable in Phoenix. The sun is out. Foundations with SPF are like having a moment right now. And so one thing that's helpful is if you're not sure what product to buy, you can like go to your beauty website, look up the product. And if there's like over 500 reviews and you do not have the time to sort through them, click on Gemini and Chrome and say, can you give me a summary of this? And like, what are pros and cons for whether or not I should purchase this, which I find incredibly helpful and like very efficient.
All right. Sorry, Ron, this one's not for you. Or maybe men. I mean, if you want to wear foundation, no one's judging. But here's a tip for
whatever you want.
I know, right? Here's a tip for everyone right now. This is what I do when it comes to that, Megan. I use whatever sunscreen that I like for, on my face. And I put like just a couple drops of my foundation in that. And just mix it together, and it's perfect.
I love that. Innovative. You don't need a new product.
You don't need a new product. No, right? Use what you have. I actually was fascinated by spring gardening searches there. What were people searching?
Yeah, so mini gardens have hit an all-time high, which I think is really cool because not everyone has a yard space. So if you're in an apartment, maybe that's something you can do. Many greenhouses are also trending. So if you want to do like a little greenhouse for perhaps like herbs, that is really taking off. And then my personal favorite is chaos gardening. So this is something that we saw spike last year, and it has spiked again this spring with searches in how to start a chaos garden, totally peaking over 100%.
Okay, interesting. And mud kitchen was searched too. What's a mud kitchen?
Yes, mud kitchen. I think that's something people are doing with their kids. I'm not sure if you have experience with that, but it's like using mud and getting in the dirt and just like developing a little like outdoor kitchen, if you will.
Oh, okay.
Okay, one last question, which is about food. Nothing engages our audience more like food. I mean, we can talk about everything, and they'll figure out a way on YouTube to tie it into food. What are one or two hot food trends we should be knowing about?
Well, this one should come as no surprise, but protein is being searched more than ever before on Google.
I'm seeing it all over my Instagram feed right now, protein maxing.
I know.
Wow, okay.
Something that's a bit more surprising is ube is trending.
Ooh.
So that reached an all-time high, as did what is ube. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with what it is. Do you know what ube is?
Yeah, isn't it in like a lot of more like Asian foods? It's like a purple Like sweet potato,
Yes,
almost,
sweet
kind of,
potato.
right?
Correct. Yes. So there was a breakout for that in the last month. People are really excited about ube. It may be because I think there's some coffee drinks with it in it now, but ube definitely saw a spike throughout the last month.
Kind of like matcha had a really big moment.
Totally. Which I guess I get. It's like a sweet but earthy taste. So I'd be open to trying it.
I feel like every time we ask Megan to come beyond, we learn a lot. Or do you do this once a quarter or once a month? Or, I mean, how often are you checking on all this stuff?
Yeah, well, the cool thing is this is all aggregate and anonymized data that is available via a public tool. So anyone watching, you can go to trends.google.com and you could type in like if you're interested in learning more about protein, and perhaps you want to break that down to just like Phoenix or in the last day or week, how is it trending? So you can really type whatever you want in there, see if other people are searching it too, and play around with the data yourself.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Really good. Okay, well, keep coming and visiting, Megan, because you're keeping on top of it, and you help Des and me figure it out.
Thank you.
Of course. So happy to be here.
Yeah,
Okay,
always fun
thanks.
chatting with you.
Yeah.
Oh.
I wonder why protein is trending. I feel like it's always been a good thing.
Yeah, well, maybe people are putting a greater emphasis on their health.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, you were just at the Protein House a couple days ago, right?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes, Protein House is great here in the Valley. If you need somewhere to start, they just opened a new location on East High Street, so the Desert Ridge market area.
Yeah.
So that location is now open, and I mean they're cooking their stuff super fresh.
Right,
You can do bulk proteins. I mentioned that to you, right? If you're in a bind, they can just make up 2 pounds of chicken if you want that cooked for the week.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
protein
and
is
I found
great, right?
they have a location in Gilbert now. So that's not too bad for us out in East Valley.
Yeah.
Des, once again, our hour or half hour has come and gone.
It's over.
But why not just dream of Oklahoma?
Yep.
As
there
we
you
say
go.
our goodbye.
We'll see you tomorrow, guys.
What's that, Glenn? Oh, Vargas just got a base hit. 23. He's going to set the all-time record.